is over, and not only over, but they are a superintendent scholar. And just in case you don't know, it's a huge recognition because they have to earn a 3.5 minimum, and that's a big deal for freshmen. It's hard, that transition is hard. So at 3.5, they can only have A's and B's on their report card, and there has to be fewer than 3 disciplinary referrals. So that's a huge achievement. And so welcome tonight. We have some great things in store. Our superintendent, Dr. Gordon Pritz, is here, and he's going to share some remarks with us, and he's always very inspirational. So I won't keep you very long. I would like to introduce Ms. Hannah Moffett, and she is our sophomore class vice president, and she's going to do a little inspiration. And just one more time, I want to introduce Dr. Pritz. He is over here, and he's going to share some remarks with us in a bit. So good evening. I hope you enjoyed the program.
Hi. Fellow students, parents, teachers, and administrators, thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you at this celebratory event. Yvonne Chouinard, the author of The Education of a Reluctant Businessman, once wrote, "How you climb a mountain is more important than reaching the top." Tonight, at this juncture in our climb, I'm so honored to be here among you. As I look around the room, I see a very diverse group. I see some of the most intellectual and accomplished students the class of 2016 has to offer. I see some of the most active student leaders. I also see some of the most avid participants in the school organizations that make Chapel Hill High School special. I see many of our friendliest and kindest student citizens. What unites us tonight is the way we have chosen to climb the mountain of life. This climb has been characterized by making choices, good choices. Regardless of the temptation to roll back over in bed, we show up to class. Despite the squeeze in our free time, we stay at school or return in the evenings to participate in a club, athletics, or art, enriching our lives as well as others. Our course decisions are driven by the desire to challenge ourselves instead of just breezing through. And when exhaustion sets in, that final week of exams, we forego rest because we set our academic standards high. So, as we wind around the mountain of life, working our way up a little at a time, tonight is an elevation marker. It shows tremendous progress up a steep mountain. So, let's pause and be proud. Also though, consider the climb ahead. The air gets thinner, the mountain becomes steeper, and the stakes become greater. Soon, the future will be now. Our high school grades and our SAT and ACT scores will determine which colleges are available to us and what scholarship assistance we can expect. We face the eventuality of leaving our families and charting our own courses. In an era where young adults face unemployment at double the national rate, we will need to carve out a professional space for ourselves. Yes, the mountain climb ahead is intimidating, and the peak is shrouded with the fog of uncertainty. But it is important to remember that in the beginning of our journey, the entire mountain was before us, and it was ever so imposing. Yet, being here tonight shows that our methods are sound and will lead us through. We must continue to do the right things. We cannot take a break from making good choices. When we least want to, that is when we will need to study the hardest. And though we be hopelessly busy, we shall continue to participate in our school and community. In other words, continue the climb. Push your body and your mind. Do all the things that got us here tonight, but better. We can and we will persevere. Eventually, the fog will clear. and we will no longer need to look upward to see the peak. We will have arrived. Thank you.